So first,
absolutely.
and I was
Let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar. Yes.
And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast. What I like to say, allergy edition, because I'm dying. I'm going to be sniffing my nose. I'll mute myself. But oh my God. Are you dying?
No, because I just got spring. That's my small celebration too, by the way. Like I'm on week
Hey Meredith,
1.
what's your small celebration?
I'm just saying, I'm week 1, so like give me a month and I'll be where you're at.
Lovely. I went back to Chicago for not even 3 days and I felt like I was dying.
Well, the flowers just came about, so like we just got pollen in the air.
I think it was that rain.
That
true. Rain did me in, and I was outside during that rain at a soccer game I don't understand soccer. So I was sitting there with my parents, and we were like, "The fuck is happening?" My godchild / cousin was playing. Oh my God! And I'll buy her love. So I had a shirt to deliver to her. So we went, and it was not fun. No offense, Audrey, but it wasn't fun.
Alicia doesn't know soccer. She knows women's basketball.
I only do women's basketball.
But you know what would be funny if like you were really good at pronouncing soccer players' names, but you could never pronounce the sports that you care about?
Never. Never. I bet I would. I could do some soccer player games. May I just say though, so I grew up in like a relatively white suburb of Chicago, but my cousins live in a really white suburb of Chicago, like Ridge High School and all that, and literally no people of color on either soccer team that we watched. And I was like, that's crazy, because there are a lot of Hispanics in that area too, and the Hispanics love soccer. And my mom, who's also Hispanic, and me, we were both like, that's kind of crazy that it's all a bunch of white girls.
That's how it was where I grew up.
Yeah, but my mom is a bilingual speech pathologist, and she does her most work in my cousin's district because it's like very rich and white, but also like it's very sad, the discrepancy. But then a lot of the Hispanic people in the area are hired to then like be housekeepers and like it's so
they
rich,
work
they
in the
live
area.
On the land.
Yeah.
Like they live on it's so weird. I'm like, so
it's very classist.
It's classist. So you would think, because the Hispanic kids go to the same school.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then I said, this is the JV team. Maybe they're all on varsity. And we did see varsity walked out, and it looked like a few more
people of color.
So,
Interesting.
but it was crazy. I forgot how racist the word is.
It's
not
wild.
Forgot, but it's crazy.
I think what's wild is to go back to like where you're from and like how you were raised, because we have evolved our lives so much, and
True.
you know, like we are so open to other cultures. We live in major cities where other cultures are all around us. Yeah, like it is a focal point for us, and then to go to areas where it's not, it's like, this is how you live.
I forgot. Why would there be anyone but white people on the soccer team? Like, that's crazy. Anyway, great. What an intro. I don't even. What are we talking about?
I mean, just
my allergies. My allergies. Anyway,
crazy how we got from allergies to there.
Crazy. Anyway, Meredith, will you tell me more about your small celebration of spring?
Yes, I will. I literally woke up this weekend, looked outside my window, and there were flowers on the tree. And I said, we're here, baby. You know what? It's almost the beginning of May, but we're here. We're finally arrived.
It's a late spring. Given winter didn't hit until like
it's weird February. Because we had like a cold version of spring, I would say. Like it wasn't winter cold, but it wasn't spring. You know, and it wasn't even like the false spring, this and that. It just was like a little chilly. It was always like really cloudy here. It didn't really rain that much, like slight sprinkles, like nothing to make the flowers come out. But finally, we got some good rain, and the flowers are here, baby.
A lot of rain.
Yeah. Outside of your allergies, what are you celebrating?
Ooh, are you ready? You're going to literally, everyone's going to roll their eyes and hang up the podcast. When I say hang up, I mean stop it. So be prepared to find a new podcast right now. Are you ready?
Oh no, what?
I bought tickets to see Paige Bueckers play.
Oh. Are you saying because people are going to be annoyed that you're going to talk about it so
all
much?
I do is talk about Paige Bueckers and basketball.
I think people love it.
told you it's my new personality.
Rightfully so.
I want to be at least a bisexual, and a lot of bisexuals and gay women love basketball. So here I am.
But you don't have to be a certain like attraction.
I don't like
to
men either,
enjoy basketball. Like basketball's for all people.
I don't like men either, so I'm fully getting into culture.
Yeah, but you don't have to be gay or bisexual to enjoy women's sports. Everybody watches women's sports.
Okay, yes, but also I watch a lot of women's basketball with my bisexual friend who wants to turn me. So this is all I hear. It's a lot. Anyway, we're gonna have a very gay summer.
Oh my
I can't wait.
I love that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But so Paige if for those of you who don't know, the New York Liberty won the championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very convenient because I live 10 minutes from the stadium. It is a mess to get tickets. Everyone now loves women's basketball, which I love. But if
you're
if
like we selfishly, can you get me a ticket?
Can you stop making tickets $3,000?
You're like, can you love them from your own couch? I will go to the game.
I'm debating buying the WNBA League Pass at this point.
What's that?
It's $35 for 12 months, which is pretty good, and I would get every game. So
I love that.
Yeah, lovely. But anyway, New York Liberty tickets are insane. So you can already. So you imagine against Paige Bueckers, that's gonna be the crazy. Caitlin Clark tickets already too are like skyrocket, but people in Chicago, I don't think, go to Sky games as much as the New York Liberty. Women's sports aren't as beloved in Chicago for some reason.
Very true.
It's weird. But the Chicago Sky is hosting the Dallas Wings in May, and tickets were only like $130. And I was like, I'll buy a plane ticket back.
Sold.
So I'm also bringing one of my friends who is just kind of like down for anything, which is nice. And she was like, can you explain to me everything I need to know? And I was like, how far back should we go?
And
how far back do you want me to go?
Defend myself because I don't know if everybody heard, but Alicia is coming to Chicago to watch the game. I unfortunately cannot go. Alicia did ask me. I can't attend.
I would have loved to explain the lore to her, but...
Yeah, I mean, I get it anyway. I will, let's be honest, you're going to explain it to me whether I'm at the game or not.
There's a lot of... I'm on, like, WNBA lore now of, like, there's a couple in the league, and I'm, like, really into them. Dejanay Carrington, and what's her
I think
name?
What people forget is, like, we all love stories being told, and there's a lot of stories that people haven't heard. They've been being told... Like, the stories have been told a million times over... In all facets of the world, stories are constantly being told, but you may not have heard them yet. And so, like, this is a new area for a lot of people. And like you said, there's so much lore to learn about.
So much lore.
Love.
Okay. In case you just want to know, I'm obsessed with them now. Dejanay Carrington and Nalissa Smith.
Nobody come for her for the names. Nobody come for her for the names.
No, I got them right. I even looked it up. So, fuck you. Anyway, they played college ball together. They went to Baylor together.
Okay.
We're like, I don't know if you remember Kim Mulkey. She's the head coach for LSU. But at the time, she was coaching Baylor. And Kim's like a very scary woman for someone who's only like 5'6" and blonde. But she, I guess, could feel like these two kind of flirting. And she like called Dejanay into her office and was like, there's no dating on the team. And Dejanay's like, we're not dating, but they totally were flirting and stuff. But then they graduated and then they did start dating, but now they're on different teams, right? And then last year, Nalissa was on Indiana Fever. I don't remember what Dejanay was on, maybe the Sparks or something. She's on Dallas now, so I'll get to see her too. But Okay, so they were together and then they broke up.
Oh my God.
Ooh, I know. They broke up. But then their teams had to play each other. Right? Crazy.
Wait,
So
they
then
broke
you're
up
like,
mid-season or before the season?
I don't really
Okay,
know.
doesn't matter.
Exact
But the
timeline.
season is happening and they're playing each
Season
other.
is happening. They were dating. They have since broken up. They are now playing together.
Oh my God,
against
Alicia,
each other.
I'm already into this story.
And Dejanay is going off. She's having a game.
That's what I would
ex.
want. Oh
Fuck
my
her ex.
God, a peak
Hell yeah.
F you to your ex moment.
So then her ex, Nalissa, there's a loose ball and they're both going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And Nalissa ends up fouling Dejanay like big time, like pushing her over. It was completely an accident. Like if you see it, like you could see them. But Nalissa then, so Dejanay is down, like kind of like face down. Like this is important. She's face down. Nalissa like picks her up by her waist and wraps her arms around her and picks her up like that and then holds on for a second and you can see Dejanay kind of be like, like, but whatever, they keep playing. And then there's another moment where Dejanay has the craziest block, right? She blocks the fuck out of that ball. And then she looks at that person and was like, yeah, like, fuck you kind of thing. Yeah. And that other player was about to fucking go at Dejanay until Nalissa, the ex, comes over and pushes her own teammate and is like, don't do it. And everyone was like, oh my God. And then right after that game, they got back together. And now they're on social media. And Dejanay is like, remember when you held on for like 10 seconds? And Alyssa's like, it was not intentional. You hadn't gotten your feet below you yet. And Dejanay's like, nah, you held the fuck on.
You wanted to hug me.
But yeah, I kind of love that, like, so in the off season, they obviously like live together as much as they can. I think they're stationed in San Diego. But yeah, now one of them's in Dallas and the other one's Indiana. So they're like separated for the season. But it's like very interesting because they like really have just like a really cute relationship.
If you can make it through that is insane because when just one person plays a sport, they already have a hectic schedule, but both of you playing and having to constantly be in other cities, like you don't get the luxury of somebody coming to you when you both play.
And then it's what I said, like with love and basketball, you both have to prioritize your own game. So like there isn't this person that can then like drop their life for you and offer you support. Like we can support each other, but like at the end of the day, we are competitors. Like we're going to show up, we're going to play against each other. If I need to go to bed early, like you're not getting a phone call tonight.
But that's even though like they both play basketball and also love and basketball, it's like, I remember like he wanted her to just be with him so bad. Like those natural human emotions are so real. So the desire to have your partner with you makes sense. And you think because that person gets it, like it's going to be okay, but that doesn't make the desire go away. So that's like an added layer onto your relationship is you're supposed to get this. You're supposed to be doing this too. Like we're in this together, but we're not together, if that makes sense.
It's crazy, but it gives a good point for, may I just say, Paige and AZ, they've basically confirmed their relationship, so like for the blueprint. And when I say basically confirmed, they haven't said anything, but my God, the posts they post of each other, they don't have to say anything. But they're posting each other like I've never seen posts before. And I'm like, you know what though?
I have an idea for you.
Yeah.
I think that our Love and Basketball Women's Edition should be a TV show.
I love it. Sure.
Like I don't think
I could write 12 seasons of this shit.
I don't think a movie is enough for me. The more we talk about this each week.
I want to look in more to Dejanay and Nalissa because that could be a whole nother spin-off show. And then like AZ and Paige's relationship could be at least 12 seasons. And then like you could add in like, okay, Caitlin Clark, she has a boyfriend who played college ball, but now I don't think he's playing. So like, is there any resent? You could write it. Yeah. I'm making this up. This is dramatized. I'm sure he doesn't resent her. I'm sure he's like very supportive.
I don't think he was as good as her, but is that friction? Was that friction whenever? Was that friction when they were in college? Yeah, because I think college is different. Like once she goes pro, he's now a coach for a team in Indiana. I know he was doing college, and I think might be with the Pacers now. But like, so once he becomes like professional in the sport too, I feel like you're on different paths of coaching versus playing. So that may not be as competitive, but like college would be hard. I want the transition from college into real life.
Yeah, each quarter, I'm telling you, Love and Basketball did it perfect with the quarters.
Yeah.
And then let's just add another person we could talk about that I'm fascinated with. Aubrey Graham was she was at UConn and she just graduated. She's picked up by the Minnesota Lynx. But she hard launched her relationship with a cheerleader. And I was like, a UConn cheerleader who was cheering at the game. And I was like, that's fun. That's
I love
a really
that.
fun one.
Because
that's
in
fun.
professional sports, they always tell the cheerleaders, like, you're not supposed to date the players. Like,
they didn't hard launch until after UConn won the Natty. So, like, what was happening behind? Like, we all know, like, at least in high school, the cheerleaders hated going to the women's games. Like, I think it's very interesting.
But I bet, like, for, like, UConn, like, it is such a big deal there. So it might be slightly different.
Yeah, listening to Dejanay, and she was talking to Angel Reese about it, who played on LSU with Kim Mulkey as the coach. Angel was like, we got a book, like, when we joined the team that said, absolutely no dating your teammates. This is not allowed.
Yeah.
I'm sure if LSU has that, UConn has that in permanent marker. Like, absolutely no. But also, Gino has a real soft spot for AZ, so maybe he'd let her. Probably not.
Who knows?
That's why you wait until you win the Natty.
Well, until you graduate. You gotta wait till you're done completely.
Well, I don't know. Paige and AZ aren't like being.
Oh,
like,
they can do it, but Paige is leaving, is what I'm saying. Like, one of them has to be on the like way out.
Yes. You're right. I said win the Natty because this specific example.
Yeah, that's true. But like Paige winning the Natty when it's her final year type thing.
I think there just needs to be more sports romances where the women are in sports. I don't care if it's two women. I don't care if it's one woman and a man. I just think more women need to be the sport.
Wait, and Alicia, I want this so bad because your quarter thing, you're so right. Like season 1, quarter 1. Like this is like junior year of college.
And then we could like,
because I think senior year needs to be its own thing with like Paige winning the Natty and then going.
But they've known each other since they were 15. You can do 18 seasons on Paige and AZ because of the background they have with each other. Like Dejanay transferred at some point into Baylor, so she didn't meet Alyssa until later. But then the pro relationship is so fascinating to me. Yeah, like as professionals. Because, like, if you're playing with each other in college, that's different than playing against each other professionally.
Well, it would be really hard to have had that time where you played with each other and were with each other every single day and then go to, we are now opposite cities playing against each other. It's so complex. I love it. I want it in some format. I don't know exactly what it is, but I want it.
I don't either. But I think also, like, add in the end. Now this is off the dome, off the top of the dome. Think of like the NIL deals. Like, what if like Paige was such a superstar? And I know she shared a lot of NIL deals with
the team,
her friends. And AZ was first out of her class too, so she has her own deals. But like, what if like one of them doesn't have as many NIL deals?
That's a good point. Or like
is there jealousy
with like the Caitlin Clark example? Like she was getting deals, and her boyfriend probably wasn't.
I don't even know her boyfriend's name to this day.
I have no idea.
You don't know, and I think injuries play such a fascinating part in it. Specifically, like Paige and AZ's injuries were crazy. But like, imagine you're playing your girlfriend's team and she gets injured in that game, and you're like, what do I do?
At the hands, maybe of one of like your players. Yeah.
I feel like though women are very, girl power. I feel like no one would purposely. If I knew that was your boo,
but still, like,
purposely.
Like, what if you accidentally tripped your own girlfriend even, and like something happened? Man. Like the guilt you would feel, and you still got to play the rest of the game, and you're concerned about your partner, but you're concerned about your team. But you like,
what do you do? I mean, AZ needs her own TV show. She got a like season-ending injury because one of her teammates fell into her knee. Like accidentally, but like how bad do you feel? It's obviously not the teammate's fault, but like how bad do you feel then? And then it's like There's a lot of lore
This
in
isn't
the
the
basketball
same.
world.
This is not the same. But I did have somebody break my arm in a soccer game at a practice.
Who cares? No, I'm
And
just
like,
kidding.
I'm not joking. My family friend brings it up to this day. Like the person who broke my arm. They're like, "Do you think
How'd
that
they
girl
break
still
it?
feels bad?" We were like playing soccer. I was goalie.
Oh.
And
Do
she
you
like
want her to feel bad? I feel like
no, but like
was it an accident?
it was more traumatic for me as a kid because there were no parents around. So it's like, how do a bunch of kids fix a broken arm? But we like anytime
like
my like it was before practice and just no coaches or parents were there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like we like still bring it up. So I can't imagine the person on a massive stage actually feeling that.
Yeah. I saw a video of it recently and I was like, damn. And then she was out and then she watches Paige get injured. And that, like, what do? You're just like,
Yeah.
you could write a whole, I'm telling you, at least 18 seasons. Add in Dejanay and Nalissa.
We just need to do, you know how like All American and Homecoming, and like they just spur off different shows. We need to do that with our characters. And we need to focus on one story at a time because I like all of these stories. And we just need to zoom in.
One of my current favorite, she's on socials. I'm obsessed with her. Flau'jae Johnson. I think that's her. Don't come. I know her name's Flau'jae. If you don't know just Flau'jae off the name Flau'jae, you're crazy. But she's on LSU and she's going on tour right now with her music, which is another. I know these NIL deals have given so much to these women. I don't even know if the men get any, but the women are killing it. Yeah, she released her set list, and I was like,
"Wait, I love that."
So, like,
that's what I was always sad about before NIL with like the Olympians is you have all this name recognition and you really can't do anything with it. Like, it doesn't really matter about. I mean, advertising is like where most of the dollars will come from. But if you want to be famous for some other reasons, it makes it harder and before social media. And so now that people can just like follow all of their passions and get money, whether it's advertising or like, you know, YouTube, like content creation or music, like that's just so cool to be able to support yourself and follow multiple passions.
It's really interesting. There is if anyone's interested, a documentary on Prime, I think. Like, fuck Amazon. But I watched this last year. Specifically around LSU and how those athletes are monetizing the NIL deals. And Angel Reese was in it. And then they had a gymnast. And then they had, like, a male basketball player. And I even remember, like, the man who they followed, like, wasn't even that good at basketball. But he was so good on social media. They basically had him as, like, a bench warmer on the team.
I love that.
Which is like dumb, but he was like making a full career out of it. But then it's also interesting to see these kids, like literally their children, be like, how do we navigate this world? And it's also crazy that like people are hating on these 18-year-olds like terribly.
Yeah.
Like the amount of bullying Angel Reese receives on a day-to-day, and I know she's a professional athlete, but at the end of the day, she's literally like 24.
I just think about that with all sports.
So
like, all right, we don't need to send people, just people in general. Like, it's not that serious. Like, let's take it down a notch. Like, this has nothing to do with your actual life outside of just providing entertainment. Like, root for the team, be upset, but like, we don't ever need to like make it a personal thing.
Yeah, specifically sports. I hate when someone like shows emotion or like gets in someone's face a little and then it's like, oh, they're a bully. And it's like, calm down. Calm down.
Just let the game happen as if it's like a movie. Just like enjoy it, have discourse about
enjoy the drama.
The sport, but like we don't need to make it. We don't say that like actors in movies are terrible people for what like happened in the movie. Like separate who the person is from the game being played a little bit.
That guy from Game of Thrones, though, was basically bullied out of Hollywood. The guy that played Joffrey, remember him?
I never watched it.
Oh, he was this evil, evil character. And then people would, like, go up to him and, like, berate him in public.
Like, that's not okay.
And he never wants to act again. Like once his character was killed off of Game of Thrones, he was like, no.
Like, people need to take a chill pill.
He did, like theater, I think, and he got, like, booed off the stage. And he was like, Yes, just because he played a character. So people are literally crazy. Actually, the guy that played Dan Scott in One Tree Hill used to get yelled at all the time too. And I'd be like,
oh,
that's
my
not
God.
really him.
Wait, oh my God. I saw someone online, like a content creator, go online and say that he was he was saying he met someone famous, and at first he felt snubbed, but then he was like, wait a minute, that person literally doesn't know me. I don't know them. Like,
No.
they were like nice. They took a photo, but like they weren't like showering him with praise, being like, I'm so excited to meet you. And he was like, we need to all remember, like, these people are strangers. We are strangers to them.
No.
They're strangers to us.
No, literally. And how weird if someone came. I don't even like being in the background of someone's photos when I'm walking past. Imagine you're just going to grab a coffee and someone's like, oh, can I get a picture with you? And like, if you say no, the internet's going to roast you for being
that is what's wild. I understand like being like me, and I'm really sad. Like, I'm sad. I like really wanted a picture with my favorite person. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, understand those feelings. But yeah, why do we have to take it to the internet and like talk about people are like rude or mean? It's like, no, I have personal boundaries, and like, I don't owe you shit.
I kind of have a rule where I'll never probably ask for like a famous person in the wild for a photo. Like, obviously, if I go to like we did BravoCon, take my fucking photo with me.
I think it depends on the event and like what's going on.
Yeah, but like if I'm just going to my local coffee shop and I run into, I know Jason Sudeikis supposedly lives by me. I'm not gonna be like, Ted Lasso, take a picture. I'm gonna literally maybe if I'm feeling brave, I'll be like, loved you in Ted Lasso, excited for the next season, and just like be like, thank you, great show, whatever. But I also thought about that when I walked past where the WNBA draft was happening. I was like, if I see, I'm not actually going to say anything to them. Like, how fucking weird me walking by being like, oh my God, can I take your picture?
I always think, so like, weird. What are we going to do with this photo? You know?
What are we doing with this? Hey guys, I interrupted Paige Bueckers' life to get this photo, and she couldn't be less excited to see me, a 30-year-old that she will never remember.
I always think back to my family was on vacation once, and we saw, I don't even know what the pitcher's name was, but it was like a really great MLB pitcher, and my dad was really excited, and we like talked to him for a little bit, and then we like took a photo.
To him.
But like, his kid's in the photo too, and I'm like, this is like, he was just like holding his child, and like we like took a photo with him, and it didn't feel weird, but I'm like, what are we gonna do with this photo? Like,
I think it's more meaningful to talk to them. Like if I saw, I'd be like, yo, like, congrats on the natty, like you really deserved it, I was rooting for you, and then like I'm not gonna be like, hi, I'm Alicia, your biggest fan. Can we take a few photos, maybe a vid? Can you say happy birthday to my sister? That's all crazy weird. I don't like when that happens.
I can't imagine being put in that spot.
I would hate it. So I just don't want to disrupt other people. Like I said, I'll do like a drive-by, like,
oh my God, I'm nosy as hell, but I'm gonna know what's going on.
I met one of those bald twins from Selling Sunset.
I was like, who's a bald twin?
One of them.
I thought we were talking about women's basketball players.
Sorry. I'm just going off who I've met. I've met one of them. I was at a bar and he was there, and I just said like, great, you got a great show. Or something like, love your show.
Good job on that one.
And he literally goes, okay. And I was like, okay, weirdo. I actually don't love your show that much.
I think this also goes with the photo thing, is I also have this need to like keep options open to ever be friends with people who are famous. Yeah, and I'm sorry, but a photo will immediately it'll never happen. Yeah.
What? Hey, I'm just hanging out with my buddy who I took a photo with 3 years ago before they actually knew me.
They're like, all right, I don't need to be friends with you anymore.
Plus, like, why would I ask for a photo? Because then that kind of ends the conversation. You're done. If I, like, can build a rapport, if you're interested in what I have to say, I actually, guys, coolest story. At my college, Bradley University, baby, 2013, I was a freshman. I was walking back to class, and Chance the Rapper was doing a free show on our quad for all of the 20 people there, right? And I was walking past, and I had just gone to Lollapalooza and saw Chance, like I did a drive-by watch, but I saw Chance, and so after this, I stood around and watched. After the set, I went up and I was like, hey, super weird, but like, I think you were great at Lala. I saw your set. And he was like, oh my God, really? And we chatted for like maybe 20 minutes.
I love that.
About music, about Chicago, like whatever. And then I left and I was like, I didn't even get a picture. And now people are like, you don't have a picture to prove it. I'm like, no, because
I don't need one. The memory's in here. I got it.
Yeah, I hung out with Chance the Rapper while he packed up his stage, and then
also,
I left.
if you're lying about that, okay, like
that's a weird lie. Yeah, then that's my fault. I won't sleep well at night.
Does that really give you that much cred with friends to be like, I met someone I didn't meet? I said hi to
I met someone that
famous.
will never meet or talk to again.
Yeah.
And you'll probably never know. Like, Meredith, you can't call Chance the Rapper and be like, did you actually?
Well, there's multiple reasons why that can't happen.
Yeah, but like, how weird. It's all weird. I stand by that.
I agree.
But in New York, you see a lot of famous people, and occasionally I'm like, I'll stare my face off, but I'm not going to say anything.
I'm not. Probably. I'll say things depending on the situation.
I'll say things, but no pictures.
No photos. No photos.
So when Meredith and I become really famous, please no photos.
No photos, please.
No photos. Meredith, do you have news? We got to go somewhere else.
Here's something happy. Over on Bravo, Danny and Nia finally bought a house, so when they have their 4th child, they don't all have to still be crammed in a fucking condo.
Is it in that place that he really wants to go to?
I don't know. I feel like he would have said something if it was. They didn't say where it was, but I think they bought it like a week ago.
Congratulations. What a terrible time to buy a house, though.
Yeah, but like, they need a home. And they have like 2 incomes on reality TV. Like, they can afford a home probably now.
That's true, but terrible time for normal people. Don't do it.
That's a thing. Once we become stars, we will also buy a home.
We'll buy homes in terrible economies too. Actually, wait, can I tell another story that has to do with this?
What?
Okay, so this weekend I saw my parents, and my mom was telling me about, it's a long story, but one of her friends texted her about her kid that just moved back in with her, and the daughter too.
Yeah.
Like the daughter and then the daughter of the daughter all moved back in with my mom's friend. And my mom's friend, just when she was describing it, she's like, my daughter's had a really hard time with her, you know, the baby daddy, and like, also she's going through an economic disaster currently. And I started cracking up. I was like, define economic disaster. Because we all, but like, what's
You're like,
hers?
how is hers different? Or is it the normal touch of economic disaster, or is hers a special spicy kind?
So my mom finishes reading this, and me and my dad are cracking up, and my dad's like, please, we need to know more about economic disaster. And my mom's like, I didn't follow up with that. And we were like, but we're curious now. So every day since, I've thought about her and her economic disaster.
I mean, anyway. I feel it. Maybe hers has a special spice to it, but I feel
she has a kid. I imagine her economic disaster is a little worse.
I'm walking to my apartment and I'm like, damn, bless those people who are taking care of other human beings, because I mean, I'm just trying to get by on a solo household.
I don't know how people do it. You would hear a screaming baby in the background of this podcast, and that's terrifying.
Oh, I didn't even think about the emotional and physical toll. I'm just thinking about economic.
I'm like, I couldn't. I couldn't have a child on any of the realms.
No. What's crazy is with me about to turn 30, I was thinking how my sister had 3 kids by 30, and I started to fucking spiral. I was like, we're going to pack that in a box, and we're not going to think about that. We're going to go to bed.
It's not necessary. You're fine. We're all fine.
I was like, that is not what I want my life to be. Thank God I'm not there.
I'm going to make you feel better. My mom told me that she hadn't been on an airplane alone until she was 30.
Interesting. I mean, our parents had kids so young, too. I mean, you didn't often solo travel for our parents.
Yeah, you weren't really traveling around in your 20s back in our parents' days. But yeah, she had all 3 of us, and then my dad was like in Vegas for work, and he's like, come meet me. And she said she was fucking freaking out because she didn't know if she had to get a taxi. What would happen on the airplane? What if something? And I go, what if the airplane goes down? You think your husband's gonna be there to save you? Just let it go. I was like, the airplane's the safest place to be alone.
It's crazy because like I prefer to fly alone. Like even if I have friends going to the same place, I'm like, we can be on different flights, even though we're going to the same place.
No, literally said somewhere else. I can't. Someone next to me that I know is now my nightmare.
I don't know how to talk when I travel. Like, I just want to be completely alone.
No, the airplane is silent. You don't need to chat
Yes.
to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. Anyway, so does that make you feel better? Some people don't even get on airplanes until they're 30.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me want to abandon my life and go travel again. But yeah.
Let's do it. Any other news?
Tom Schwartz started a podcast.
He was on Katie's too, I saw.
I know.
Wait, what's his podcast? Why do all these people get podcast? We did it first. Tom Schwartz.
Some of them did it before us. Go check out my own little timeline about that. But, yeah, I don't know. My thing is he must be needing a source of like solid income. I bet he has like good income from like like doing appearances and stuff, but like a steady, month to month income is nice.
You don't think the Valley is paying him that well to show up?
Oh my God, no. I bet they
Katie
get
was on his podcast.
Katie was his first guest, and then he is on hers as well.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to look up the name of this.
It's like Detox, Retox.
Retox, damn.
It's so... I listened to it. Do you want me to go into listening? Because I listened to the episode.
No, let's save it.
Okay. We'll bookend this.
I want to end with this.
Okay.
Do you have any more news?
I don't think so. I didn't write any other down, but I feel like things have been happening. Oh what? My God, Alicia. The mom talk Vanderpump Villa crap. Have you been seeing that online?
What? No, my For You page is just Paige Bueckers edits and the Pope dying. So.
Oh, the Pope died.
The Pope died.
I'm sorry, hold on. Let me back that up. JD Vance killed the Pope.
Yeah, the Antichrist. And as Catholics, we can say this.
I literally called my sister and was like hoping she would answer. She didn't, because I wanted to talk to my nephew and be like, "Oh my God, are you so excited? Like you're gonna get a new pope." I remember doing this as a kid.
A new pope.
And she was like, "Meredith, he didn't have school. It's Easter Monday." I was like, "Oh right, I'm not a practicing Catholic. I don't remember how this goes anymore."
I forgot. But yeah, the Pope died. It's very sad because Pope Francis was very liberal, trying to bring the world together. He did, though, before he died, he told one of his advisors to basically rip JD Vance a new one. Get him. He's a bad Catholic. And then JD Vance did witchcraft and killed the Pope.
Yep.
And I just think he should probably be deported.
Maybe deported like from this lifetime, just in general.
To the ocean.
Not saying I want anything
Let's
to
put
do.
him
Don't come
in
after
the
me,
space,
FBI.
Put him in the spacecraft, right? He could go to space for 11 minutes.
Him and Katy Perry.
He comes down in the ocean, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that's where a lot of them come down. But he has to stay there, you're saying.
Spacecrafts come down in the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, they like drop in the ocean a lot of times.
Yeah, but not with the people.
Yeah, no, with the people. A lot of them land in the ocean. No, they float because there's air in there.
What the fuck? Wait, and then how do they get them?
There's like a boat. They like track it and then they like get them out on a boat.
Oh, well, someone blow up the boat that's going to go find them.
The Blue Origin one did not go high enough for, like, they could just parachute down and, like, they were fine. But if, like, those people who were stuck in space, theirs went into the ocean because it's just, like, dropping out of air.
How did...
They also have, like, a parachute, but...
I understand it all makes sense. I just didn't know.
Yeah. It happens so rarely that, like, the transition of real astronauts, not the Katy Perry level of astronauts, real people, they don't, like, go back and forth in and out of space as often. Like, they do, like, long missions up there for, like, 9 months. And then whenever they bring them back, it's, like, it's not that exciting.
It's fine. We don't even have to bring them back. They don't even have to land. Just shoot them out.
JD Vance. The astronauts can come back to us.
The astronauts should come back. They're amazing at what they do and deserve the recognition. JD Vance and Katy Perry would skyrocket them into.
They should test out Mars, bitch.
They should go explore the sun. Send him. You can't kill my Pope, not my Pope, without me being pissed. Also, did you know he not transferred. What's it called? He converted
I
to
didn't know
Catholicism
that.
as an adult.
Alicia, I thought you were
For
talking about
what?
the Pope. I thought you were talking about the Pope for a minute.
Did the Pope convert too?
No.
I think to be a pope, you gotta be born.
The Pope is a convert? Late in life?
He was Jewish, but he thought
talk about a career change.
If the Pope can do it, we can do it. No, yes. JD Vance.
In like 2019, I was like,
did he do it for
you, Usha?
Did he do it like for his political views or what?
I thought maybe for his wife, but I don't know when they got married.
Why would you listen?
Listen, everything I know about that man is against my will, so like I have not Googled anything about him.
Here's the thing. As someone who was born into this life, the life of the Catholic, the Catholic life, I question when people are like, I want to convert to it as adults.
Because it takes so much to convert, not even just like the whole religion factor. It's like the conversion.
It takes so much time. You could be Jewish way faster and way easier. Why is this your path?
Also, that when it becomes official, you have to like wait till Easter and everybody's like fucking staring at you. I'm like, no, I don't want this to be so public.
Terrible. One of my friends went to college with someone who is she's already married with a kid, but now she's like, I'm converting to his religion. And I'm like, what? If you already got married though, what's the point?
That's the thing. I would only do it. I only think it makes sense so then you can get married in the Catholic Church with the Catholic wedding.
And she's like, oh, for my kid. And I was like, you can just learn the religion and like teach her it.
Just go. Like you can hop in. It doesn't have to be official. This isn't like the U.S. There aren't any, like, borders in and out.
Do you think she wants to get, like, Eucharist with her kid? She could just send her husband. Be like, go with dad. I can't do it.
Yeah,
because you can still sit through church. You just can't get the Eucharist.
Which, it's like, it's nothing crazy. It's a cracker.
It's just a cracker. And it's a bad cracker. It's unsalted. It has 0 calories.
The wine is terrible.
I didn't even drink the wine because everyone's mouths were on it.
That always freaked me out. That Alicia, I was a Eucharistic minister when I was in high school.
You really were deep.
Well, I mean, I went to a whole Catholic school. Yeah. You have to finish it. As the person at the end, you have to finish the whole thing. There can't be a drop left.
I know. I one time, never again, made a joke when the priest like shoots it back. I literally look at my mom. I go, shot, and she was like, "You're going to hell." And I was like, "Oh, hey, we already knew
you aren't because like you're not worse than JD Vance. At least I know that man's going to hell. He just killed the Pope."
The Pope didn't have to tell me that I was a bad Catholic because I already know, but I'm also not out here.
But you're not that bad.
I don't know. Being rude to other people purposely.
I think Jesus has a sense of humor, and I think he's going to want me up there to entertain people.
Jesus was a brown Palestinian. Of course he wants us up there. We're not against his people.
No.
He's literally a Democrat. Like he's a socialist. He is Bernie Sanders, but brown and like 20 years old. He's Bernie. So like if you hate Bernie, you would have hated Jesus. You would have been Pontius Pilate's people.
That or Judas. You're one or the other.
You would have been Judas. Not me. My ass would have probably been a follower because I would have been like, look at this hot man.
You know what?
He's actually spitting bars. Let's go with Jesus.
I will be honest. I would have been skeptical of him rising from the dead. I would have been a hater.
Oh, imagine your bestie comes running because you know it was a bunch of women. Yeah. They come running and they're like, Jesus isn't in the tomb. And I'd be like, did a bear eat him? Like literally.
I'm like, who fucking moved him? Who's playing a prank here?
Who's the jokester? I know it couldn't have just been Jessica. She's not strong enough. Who moved the dead body? And then they would have been like, oh my God, he was risen. And then I would have been like, I don't know. I mean, whatever to get a little wine in me, but...
I'm like, wow, really loves attention, that one.
Thank God no one married Jesus. He was kind of a hoe, an attention whore. Right? Jesus Christ. Yeah. That Jesus Christ.
That Jesus Christ really needs
he
all eyes on
always has
him.
to be the center. You would have hated him because he would have outshined you.
You know what? You're so right.
You would have been like, and that's why we wouldn't work
I'm like,
romantically.
guys, my jokes are slapping. I know Jesus is over there, like, turning water into wine, but, like, I just told a killer joke.
Did Jesus ever have sexual relations? Did he ever have a girlfriend? Date?
I don't think so. They didn't write about it.
He was too busy.
There was literally nothing to write home about.
He was too busy in politics.
Yeah. He was dedicated to his work.
Well, it's not like his mother, Mary, who was pregnant with him, even really was sexually active.
That's true. Also, well, did he, I'm going to call it in vitro somebody else because, like, God got a kid by not having sex.
Oh, my God.
So, like, did Jesus ever just, like...
He called God when it was like, yo, this one. She's got good genes. Let's impregnate her.
They didn't write about it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Because you know who the storytellers are? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Boys don't ask questions. Boys don't ask the good questions. Those girlies needed to write the gospel, and we would have gotten the tea.
Did you see how fast word spread when he wasn't in that tomb?
Because the ladies knew
on it. And we figured out he rose from the dead. The girls are detectives. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John couldn't even figure out the right from left. Also, question, now that I'm thinking, Jesus, it was all in the Middle East. We were in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
Wait,
those are very English names. Wait a minute.
Alicia, I'm dying.
Wait a damn minute.
I have never thought about that.
I just thought, as soon as I said them, I was like, those are some white-ass names.
Those are some white-ass names.
Maybe they were crazier, and then through translation, no one knew what these names were, so they were like, the Church of England, they were like, let's just rename them with our names.
Well,
you think
the Catholic Church is older than the Church of England, so the Catholics would have renamed those people. But
you're right.
I wonder if you know how the Pope takes on a new name when he comes in.
Ooh.
Maybe like we renamed these people over time.
An apostle.
Yeah.
Because I would believe like Judas. Even that doesn't sound very Middle Eastern.
No, but that sounds a little more old school than the white guy Mark.
Actually, Luke is the craziest.
Luke is crazy because we didn't even get a Lucas, full name. We went nickname.
Like Mark, you could be like, I don't know, Marcarius or something, and they just shortened it. But Luke, no way.
It's a good point because like John the Baptist, then like where did that come from? You know, like
Noah even is a little bit. Well, Noah is a very Jewish name, which Jesus was Jewish.
He was.
We're gonna really talk
People
about
forget.
it. He was Jewish, and Noah's a really Jewish name. I feel like so that stands the test of time. Gabriel, you don't hear any Gabriels anymore. All right. Mary, and then Joseph. See, I got questions. Actually, who translated this? Someone.
We already don't trust. We don't trust the writers because they're men, you know. Then who translated this? You're so right.
Are they white men? You're gonna tell me there's 4 white men.
When I was in high school, I remember them doing new translations, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're redoing this. Like, why do we have to redo all this stuff?
At one point, all the prayers changed to the Latin version, and I was like,
That's the thing. I remember
doing?
When my brother graduated high school, again, he went to a Catholic school, and it was really funny at that Mass. You could tell the people who went to church and who didn't because they'd changed half the words.
We used to, for those of you who are not Catholic, this is now a Catholic podcast.
Just in time for Easter, you know? We're just really reminiscing the holiday we don't celebrate.
The priest would, say something, peace be with you or whatever, and you'd go and also with you.
But now it's with your spirit.
With your spirit, I giggle this is why I haven't gone to church since before COVID. I haven't gone to church since BC. Truly, because
that was a good one.
But like when I tell you, when I heard "and with your spirit," I was like, "And what?"
No, I have to like say those things so loud and like specific because I have to remind myself what the words are because I don't know. It just comes to me somehow.
I love, if you've ever been to a Catholic church, it's so boring. But during
So
Mass,
boring.
whenever the congregation has to say something, they all say it with the same inclination.
Yes.
Like, I bet if Meredith, and also
So
with you, that's how we say it. And with your spirit, lift up your heart. Like, I could do the whole fucking thing. And then you're like, peace be with you. I used to, as a kid, look across the pew at my friends and we would just throw peace signs at each other. Peace be with you.
Peace.
Like gangster. No, we were just the worst. And then I dated a guy in high school who told me he didn't go to church because he would probably burst into flames. And I thought that was funny. And I told my mom and she was like, please stop dating this guy. And I was like, never.
Oh my God.
He's evil. And I'm him.
and then you grew up and you learned J.D. Vance killed the Pope.
Crazy. Could have been my ex. We don't know. No, it was. My ex is not
J.D.
Vance.
No. Oh my God, that would be crazy.
My ex was a Catholic long before 2020, let me tell you.
My God.
This was fun. Should we get into reading, watching, and listening?
Yes, please. I love the news. We really went deep.
May the news be with your spirit. It was so good.
Oh my God. What are you reading, Alicia?
Ooh, I'm reading this new book that's very slow, but it's for my book club I'm in. It's called Wellness by Nathan Hill.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's just there's a lot of details.
What is it on?
Books?
What's the topic here? Is it a self-help?
No, you would think. That's kind of I went blind thinking that. No, it's kind of about like, I think it's a love story, but it's like a realistic one where you fall like in and out of love with your partner, and like it takes place in Chicago. But basically what I've read so far is like these two people, they are neighbors in different buildings, so their windows face each other.
Love that.
And they stare at each other, but the other person doesn't know that they're staring,
because they're like swapping, basically one staring.
So
and
if one person has their light off and the other has their light on, the person with the light off is like stalking.
Oh my God.
And then reverse.
Wait, because then that's me.
Yeah, and then she runs into him at a like bar where he's taking pictures of the band, and then he sees her and he's like, come with. And now fast forward years, they have a kid and they're falling out of love, and he thinks it's because he's fat and she thinks it's because this is a cycle. You're supposed to fall out of love. And actually, she said something really
crazy.
There was something really interesting in the book because she is like a psychologist of some like human behavior.
Yeah.
And she said that it's actually very normal that in their 30s and 40s, they're unhappy because happiness is like a U shape. So you're happiest at your like when you're 20, and then when you're like 80, and then all of that in between.
No.
So you're at your like least happiest at 40. So you just like go down, 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 and then you start to get more happy. So it's like, so she always says, he'll be like, are you happy? And she's like, I'm as happy as I expected to be at the bottom of the U, which is like kind of rude. I don't like either of them.
I feel like that must be like a tendency that people live their life that way, but you're not guaranteed to live your life in that you unhappiness thing.
Well, I don't think like when I read it, I was like, interesting, because like, who cares? Like, I always want to be as happy as I possibly could be. And I'm not going to sit here at 30 and be like, I was happier when I was 20. Like,
well, okay, like the life circumstances were so different.
Maybe in some ways, yeah, like maybe I was happy because I didn't have responsibilities and I was like in college and like I could do whatever. I felt like I could do whatever I want. I was like invincible and my back didn't hurt. But like now I'm happy because I have money and I live on my own and I live on my own terms and like I can travel places. Like,
well, and I feel like I've learned the meaning of like a quality friendship. Like the happiness standards are a little bit different. Like you said, I had freedom. Like I could just go out at the drop of a hat and I could probably get drunk for $10. Whereas now it's like, I'm happy because I know the taste of a really good beer, a really good glass of wine, a good conversation with a friend. It's just a different version of it.
Or like I'm happier with myself now than I was at 20.
Yeah.
But like, did I have more friends at 20 and was I doing more? Sure. But like, where it was a weird thing that I thought about, and I was like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
So weird, but so far I'm like 15% in the book.
Okay.
I don't really like either of them, but like I said, it was when I say it has too much detail, it's one of those where like they describe every corner of the house.
Weird.
Like,
and you're like, this
like
is unnecessary.
the ceiling tiles, and then the siding, and then we talk about how when it rains you can see it on the window and it smears, and I'm like, I
You're
couldn't
like,
care less.
congrats.
But I know that this is just the writing style of like how they see the world.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking in, because mine would be like, and this is just how I am. I'm not very deep, and like that's okay. I've come to I think when I was growing up, I was like, I want to be so deep. It's okay not to be that deep, but I would never look out the window and be like, look at the marks that the rain leaves.
No.
It's so beautiful. It reminds me of a good song. Like I would just be like, look at the rain, dope. I hope these two drops race each other, like whatever.
I think you and we're not deep, we're like vast. We can talk about a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
Like pretty in-depthly. Like we know a lot about a lot of topics, but we're not going to get like very
introspective
about things. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I mean, if we want to talk, if anyone ever is like, I really want to like share my deep feelings on something, yeah, I'll listen. I will relate as much as I can. I can tell you about my stuff, but I'm just not the type of person to like sit here and be like, oh, growing up, my brother had autism and it was hard because like, it's not, I just don't want to dwell on it, but they seem like dwellers. These two are big dwellers in the book.
Hate that.
But yeah, it's okay. I hate when people are like, you're not very deep. And it's like, okay, but do you want someone where you go to McDonald's and then they tell you about the trauma they endured at like 5 years old? It's
God.
like, we don't have to get that deep. You can just tell me you want a Happy Meal.
That's why that lady is unhappy.
Yeah, because she's thinking way too into it. And then he just thinks it's because he got fat. So now he's exercising.
That's sad.
She wants separate bed. This was crazy. And I am pro this, but you should discuss it with your partner first. They are building a house and they see the model and the husband is like, why do we have two separate master bedrooms that are decorated, one for each of us? And she's like, because most people like sleep apart. Like it's the inevitable anyway. And he's like,
oh my God.
But then she's like, we already sleep apart because one ends up like on the couch or whatever, which I think is another thing with marriage. Fine. But he was like, so we're just not gonna try to sleep together at all or have any kind of like intimacy there. And then she's like, and then what if divorce rates? They're 50%. Like if we get divorced, we can still live our lives and cohabitate.
That's
and
crazy.
This is crazy. For their kid. And I was like, this is why you just don't have kids.
It's like, wow, you really thought about this, babe.
I'm pro 2 bedrooms in the sense that, like, what if I have to wake up early or you have to wake up early?
I think about that all the time.
I think we could have tons of sleepovers. I would love that.
I think for me, I would need a like primary bedroom that is like our bedroom, but we have another room where like it doesn't have to necessarily be one person's, but it can. But it's just nice to sleep apart to like get really good rest sometimes. But I wouldn't want it being like, all right, every night we're sleeping separate. I feel like it'd be like, all right, can we sleep separate tonight? Like you wake up with the kids or like you wake up and do something else. Mm-hmm. I just want to be alone for the next like 24 hours.
Yeah, I would like to have just like my own space that if I wanted to watch my own show, I don't need you scrolling your phone while I'm trying to pay attention or vice versa. And then we can like both go to bed. But like if you have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn and I don't, we can sleep separately this night. We could even, if we want, watch TV together that night and then we'll separate.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way this wife really like knocked it on him, I was like,
about to say, that's like...
She sounds too deep.
Yep.
She's really thinking into it. I just would like to...
Well, she's thinking about all these things and then it seems like it's just being dumped on him where she's like, oh yeah, we're having 2 bedrooms. And he's like, whoa. Is it because I'm fat?
That... Yeah, is it because I'm fat? Is
Like, that's
crazy.
so sad. He's probably
But
like,
think
what am I
like-
doing wrong?
Yeah, think Paige DeSorbo in Summer House where she just needed a minute.
Yeah.
That's what I would like with my life. So if the wife wants that, that's fine. But she fully was like, here's your aesthetic and here's my aesthetic, and we are separate.
Well, the fact that she's like, just in case we get divorced, that tells me you've really thought through this.
Crazy. So it's called wellness, but neither one of them are that well right now. They were more well just stalking each other.
Oh, I forgot that that's how they like met. That's so sad.
So I'll keep you updated. I've been kind of reading slow. I don't know what it is. I've just been doing other things.
I was about to say, do you think your life is busier?
No, which is weird. I think I've just been like watching more TV. I'm going through a phase.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it and we'll be back on track. Hopefully. I don't know.
Great.
We'll see. Doesn't matter. It's just for me. Reading is just for me, so it doesn't affect anyone. Okay, what are you watching?
I finished Got to Get Out on Hulu.
Which one? Oh, that's the game show.
Yes. Did you watch any of it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna kind of spoil it for you, somewhat because it's not that interesting. But I think the way I would recommend Got to Get Out is, you know, when you're just like kind of looking for something to watch and you want to get a little bit sucked in, but you don't want it to be your whole world. Like, you can get up, you can do some chores.
That sounds like my kind of TV show.
Yes, this is the perfect TV show for you.
Let's do it.
Okay, what shocked me when I first started watching is it is like half celebrities, half normies.
Oh, okay.
Which works, I think, for this show because you get people who are kind of annoying and you need to have villains, but it's like more complex because you need to have the people you love from reality TV where you're just like, oh, I enjoy them on my TV screen. They're entertaining. You need the villains who are entertaining. And then you need, in this game, people who are truly the villain where you're like, nope, don't let them get out. Like, you're rooting against them.
Huh. Okay.
So it was kind of like a nice, and you just kind of meet idiots, I'll be honest. So it's kind of like a nice diversity of people, shows. Like, you had one of the Golden Bachelorettes on it. So there was like a mom figure who was like making meals for the people. And then there's like other people from the Bachelor franchise. And Spencer was on it. And you have like Kim Zolciak on it from Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was like crazy. And even like, I think like an MMA fighter, like people who aren't as well known, at least to me, like a content creator, but are clearly like known to probably other people. Mm-hmm. So the premise is that I would say it's a mix of like Big Brother and playing like Clue, to be honest. Like it's like crazy weirdness because they're all living in this house together. So you just have the normal frictions of like living together, and then that Golden Bachelorette lady is like cooking meals for everybody. So it's like that plot is like underlying constantly because like people slowly do get pissed off by each other. And then everybody's playing like a strategic game. Like they're trying to escape this house. And the fact that the house is completely locked. There's no way to get outside except for this like top watchtower thing where people like take shifts to watch and see if somebody got out of the house and is trying to escape. Because when you get out of the house, like every once in a while, a door or a window will unlock. Sometimes you're given clues. Sometimes they randomly happen. Like different varying reasons of why you know or don't know or how you were able to get out of the house, basically. But you like open a window, you jump out, and you're trying to get to the front gate, which is down this really long driveway.
Okay.
And if you get out of the gate, you get whatever money is on the like clock, I'll call it, because instead of a clock of time, it's a clock of money. So like every second, $1 is added. And so when you are given a clue,
you don't want to leave too early.
You don't want to leave too early, but you also want money because if nobody gets out and the clock runs out, like they're only going to be there for 10 days, everybody splits it and it's only $50,000. So you're like, I want more than $50,000 here.
So you just wait for 50,000 seconds and then you're like, it's time.
Well, you want more than that. Like you want to get 100,000 for yourself.
Of course. So wait, if let's say I make it out and I'm running down the path.
Yep.
I assume someone will sound the alarm and be like, Alicia got out.
Yes.
Then what? Can they shoot me down or something?
No. So there's two, like, I'll say alarm systems. One is like the final alarm, like stops everything from happening. But one is like an alarm actual system, like going off. At the top of the watchtower, there is like a lever. And when you like do that, like red lights go off. Like it alerts everybody in the house that like somebody escaped. And then down in the foyer is a button. And if you hit the button, the gates at the end of the driveway close. And so you can't like get out of the property, so you don't get the money. You got to walk all the way back to the house, climb back in your window, and you're like, sorry, I tried to escape. It's actually, the walk of shame is so funny.
Wait, what the fuck? Why would you do that? I mean, I know why someone in the house would do that, but you can't honestly be mad that someone would do that.
Well,
like, I wouldn't.
Okay, so sometimes, like I said, you're given clues to when some of these doors and windows will be open.
Okay.
Yours might be at like $100,500, but mine might be at $112,000. So, like, if you got out with like X amount of money and your clue was before mine won't come then. Like, I got to make sure you don't get out before I can get out. So you're like constantly trying to be on guard and play defense while like trying to get out yourself.
People aren't mad, right? Like if I get out and I don't make it, are people mad at me?
Okay.
I tried to get out.
When the show first starts, that is one of the interesting things that happens. I would say the first 3 episodes are interesting. There's, I think, 10 episodes. The next ones are the exact same thing constantly. And then the final one is just hilarious to wrap it up. But in the first episode, a guy gets a clue and he's like, because they all go in, there's this like machine who gives some people clues and other people, it's just like, you didn't get one. And this guy
is it random? Can you get more than one clue while you're in the house?
There's different rounds. Like basically every day is kind of like a round. And so it like rarely happens where people get clues outside of whatever reason they got them.
Okay.
But you can tell people you have clues. So some people start to work together. But their first set of clues, one guy who's like a cop, he's like a really honest guy, like just wants things for the greater good. Like he is just a normie. So he's not, making like $100K like on everything that he's doing. He's just like 50K is enough for me. Like, let's all split it. I want everybody like to like have this. And I think he just like has this like, we can do this together. But it's like, that's not the premise of the show. Like, let's be honest.
Wrong show.
He gets a clue and he's like, tells everybody. He's like, hi guys, I got a clue, but I want to let you know, like, I'm not going to take it.
Idiot.
And it's like, okay. So, but people are like, that's so nice of you. Like, whatever. Everybody's like all chummy. Like people aren't like at each other's throats yet. Then there's this like game designer guy and he's lying about his job. And he's like, F that. Like, I'm going to get out. Same with this other guy, this other normie. He's like, hell no, I'm taking whatever I can get. Like, I'm just going to try to get out. The other normie tries to get out first.
Wait, also question. If someone gets out, is the game over? Or they just take whatever money's there and then...
They take whatever money's there and then it starts again.
Okay.
The max pot is like $1 million.
So they'll take it out of the million and then...
Yeah, so then whatever's at the end, those people have less to split.
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to get 50K no matter what. It's like if you, Alicia, took $300,000, now we only have 70K to split. So like that's why you're also on defense. Is you're like if I can't get out, I'm trying to maximize my money too. Like I don't want to get less than 50K. So this guy, Steve, he's the normie. He's like, I'm going to get out. Like, fuck these people. Like, I'm not doing what that guy did. I'm not turning myself in. So. Yeah. So he lies and says he didn't get a clue, that he got disqualified because he saw like a watch on a production person's arm. It's funny because they constantly are breaking the fourth wall.
I love
like,
though.
Because they're constantly talking about production or like how they could use production to get out, basically. He's like, I didn't get a clue because like I saw production's watch, and some people are like, oh my God, that sucks. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. Like they didn't tell us that in the rules. Like people are like on his side thinking he got DQ'd, but he really got a clue. So when he goes to get out, people are pissed at him because he like made up this big elaborate lie. People felt bad for him. So everybody's like, we don't trust you, Steve. You're a liar. You're the worst. Because he's the first one to really break out of this like friendly, like we're all living together vibe.
Oh, but he gets caught and he has to
gets caught and he has to like do. And immediately people are like, you suck, you're a liar. And he's like, oh
like
shit.
They all wouldn't do that. That's what makes me so mad.
Some of them wouldn't, which is stupid. But it's like he's the first one. So like that was his problem. Because then the game designer tries to get out, but this whole time he's just been like, oh, this stupid guy, he's just playing it up. He like goes by the nickname of Doodles and he's just this like quirky guy. And he tries to get out and then he walks of shame and they're like, Doodles, shame on you. Shit. Like they're like having so much fun, like shaming him, quote unquote. And Steve's like, I didn't get that reception.
No, literally. But okay. Oh, if I get a clue, how long do I have to use that clue to get out?
They will give you a range. So it'll say like 312,000 to 320,000. So then you have like
Is there a clock inside that you can...
It's the money clock. So the money clock is ticking up inside, like, let's say the main living room. So you have to keep track of the money clock and then say, okay, like I have to count my seconds on how long it'll take me to go to the green bedroom. Door will be open from this time to this time. I got to make sure nobody's in there. I got to prep my strategy. And so you get like a window of time.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
And that's just when the door opens. And so you like open the window and you like go out. And then you basically have unlimited time from being outside until somebody catches you.
Oh, okay.
So you could like at night, like slow army crawl up the driveway if you really wanted to and like take 20 years. But
so once you're out,
But somebody might realize you're not in the house. Like there's only like 15 people in this house. So like every once in a while people will be like, where's so-and-so? They're like, something's sketchy because I haven't seen so-and-so in a while.
Someone's just taking a giant dump and they're like, where is this guy?
There's a bathroom where there's like a little area outside the bathroom that people constantly lock themselves in there because like that's one of the windows and people are like, the door's locked. They're like, open the door. No, people are always trying to escape out that window because it's like one closest to the front of the house.
Oh my God. I guess honestly I would hope for one at night when people are sleeping and I can maybe slink out of there. But
so the first few episodes, they don't have anything at night. And then you can tell production, I think, like slowly is like building on this concept to be like, we got to have some people get out because people have terrible ideas. They just think that they can just like sprint this driveway and nobody will notice them. And it's like, okay, by the time we like do the lever up top to the time somebody hits the button in the middle thing, like you only make half the driveway. So you got to figure out something else. Like you can't just like get out.
Driveway? I'm going to look up that.
And it's like curved. So like the first day there were cars, but like it is so hard to drive the driveway fast that it just is a little bit complicated. Like there was a running back in the NFL and he dead sprinted that thing and didn't even make it. Like that's how far this thing is. So they like come up with ways on how it can like basically make it a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And people are getting good at their strategies. Like Kim Zolciak and Spencer team up.
Are they working together?
Yes. They like, there was this day where like quote unquote trash,
Don't they
like
hate
recycling. Yes. They like irk each other in the right like reality TV way where they're entertaining and they like holler at each other all the time. And they're constantly trying to spoil each other's plans because they're both loudmouths that they notice when the other one's not there.
Oh, I'm sure. I love that.
But on this day, they get a bunch of shredded like paper and they have to like put together these clues and it'll tell them like a door code. And so you're in groups of 3 and Spencer or Kim are together with, I forget who the other guy was, but they're coming up with this elaborate plan. And Spencer dresses up like someone in production. He's like, production's wearing all black. If I carry a plant down the outside, like people will just think I'm part of a production. And so they won't pull that lever because there's constantly production people coming in and out of this house. But it's somewhat obvious on who is production and who's, cast member.
Yeah.
So Spencer puts a pillow underneath his shirt, jumps out of the window when it opens, holding a plant by his head so you can't see his head. And literally everybody on the watchtower is like, oh, that's just production. Don't worry about it. And then Claire Crowley, who is on The Bachelorette, is like, no, our production people are way more fit than that. Like, because Spencer's massive belly, she's like, that has to be somebody. Pulls the lever, they hit the button, and Spencer's like, God damn it. Like, he got a decent amount with them, like, questioning it. And then somebody was like, I don't think so. I don't think so. So they have good ideas, but you really need somebody on the inside who's not going to pull the lever up top, who's not going to hit the button at the bottom. Like, you have to start strategizing with other people in the house on, like, how to confuse people in the house to not.
But I wouldn't trust someone else to go get the money, though. I'd want to be the one that goes to get the money.
Yes, because when the person who gets out has the option to split it or not with you. Like, they can come back in
split it
for
with
somebody.
Everyone, or
no. Like, they the person who gets out, they like get in a car. The car comes back to the house, and everybody's standing outside, and they're like, "Do you like basically want to take anyone with you?" Because one guy gets out and he's like, they ask, do you want to take anybody with you? And it's like, will he take the person he worked with? Or is he going to take the $300,000 all for himself? And he splits it.
Damn.
Cynthia Bailey, like, was the one who helped him. She, like, owned that button. And so when it came time for him he dead sprinted out, but he did it in the middle of the night. So they didn't catch him till he was halfway down the driveway. When they pulled the lever up top, Cynthia was always by the button, and everybody's like, pull the button. And she literally just sat there.
Good for her.
And then, like, other, like, housemates were like, oh my God. And she was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? Just in case it failed, she didn't want to, like, get in trouble with the house for not guarding the money. She was like, wait, what happened? And then he was like, I'll take her with me. So, like, she left the house too.
That's nice.
Yeah. They were the only ones to get out.
Damn, everyone else had to split the million minus 300.
Everyone else had to split like $700K, and it got increasingly easier. Like, you weren't allowed to just keep hitting the button because Spencer got annoyed and just literally would hit the button every 5 seconds. So they made like a jail.
No one got it. Yeah.
Yeah. If nobody was out of the house and you hit the button, you went into jail. So they would, remember the guy Steve they all hated? They would literally like goat him into like hitting the button just to put him in jail because they hated him the entire time. The entire time. So every time somebody would come to him with a plan, he purposely foiled it because he was like, I hate you all.
Good for him. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, so should I watch it? Maybe I'll watch it while I like
I would watch like the first 3 episodes. I think it's so funny, but the concept does get stale. For 10 episodes, it was a lot.
Okay. Good to know. Damn, fun for us. Okay. Yeah.
What about you? What have you been watching?
Anything else? Not much. At work, I'm doing my Real Housewives of Orange County.
What season are you on?
I'm still on season 6. I have a lot of meetings now, so it's hard to
and didn't you say somebody keeps wanting to talk to you, so then you have to be like taking my headphones out?
God, always. But I did watch a little bit today. Tamara's dating Eddie. He just met Vicky and Don. They're at a dinner party together. Jesus Jugs is really sad her husband's not there. I've met Penny, who I don't think she stays long, but she has huge boobs.
I don't really remember her, so she had to be like a one and done.
And then Gretchen is still dating fucking Slade. I hate. Slade gives me such creeps. Like one of the worst men on this show. On all Housewives franchises. I know Vicky and Don don't make it. I already know. Yeah. But like I kind of like Don. Is that an unpopular opinion?
You've said that before. I agree with you. I think we've had a lot of house husbands too now in the interim time, and I think Don's stock gets higher the more husbands we get around because
I mean, like we got rid of Simon, he sucked. I mean, Gina Keogh showed up for an episode, terrifying.
Is that when Tamara threw wine in her face?
Oh no, not yet. Shit, no, they did some fashion show. And Gina Keogh is still friends with Simon, and she's like asking Tamara all these weird questions.
Wait, I thought that's when it happened.
No, I think it's the end of year because they showed like a preview of like a big fight. I think that's the end of season party.
Okay.
We're
That
still
is
mid.
vivid in my brain. I was probably 14 years old and
Wow.
I was like, get her.
I can't wait. But like all these other house husbands are absolute fucking trash. But Don is just like there.
He's like a
And I
normal
like
guy.
feel, yeah, he's trying to just chill. Vicky doesn't even know how old he is. I felt so bad for this
That's
dude. I feel so bad
crazy.
for Don, dude. And I don't think Vicky's kids care about him. Which fine, but Don seems to be the only one that's home. I don't know. And also, as nutty as Vicky is, she actually has like really good kids. I don't know how this happened, but like even Michael, for all his debauchery, is like not that bad.
I just can't wait for you to get to like modern era because Vicky's kids are such a constant in this show.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell. We just followed Brianna to Vegas. Vicky's literally insane. Vicky's like, call me when you get home from going out. And Brianna's like, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
And Vicky's like, it should be at a normal hour. Like, I'll call you. I'll call you when you should go
Mom,
home.
I'm in Vegas.
And Brianna's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And she literally does nothing. She has the most boring Vegas trip, and she falls asleep. And Vicky's like freaking out.
Thank God there was no like find my iPhone, find my kids
Oh
tracker.
my God, Brianna would have been fucked, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Vicky is always like, bad things can happen all the time to all my kids. And I was like, literally? Yes, but you need to take chill.
Vicky is so
like
neurotic.
Xanax.
Yes, but
Like
she
a
is
Xanax.
she knows how to have so much fun. But
literally, it's crazy.
She's so fucking crazy still. It's so hilarious.
No, it's crazy. But like her kids are okay. Like usually if you have a parent like that, you then fully rebel. Her kids like don't
or you become
really
like
do
sneaky.
Yeah, your kids don't do anything out of the ordinary. Like, yeah, they drink, but they're in college and
Yeah.
like yeah, they go hang out with boyfriends and girlfriends when they shouldn't, but like they're teenagers. Like it was nothing I didn't do. So I'm like, they're actually kind of together. Vicky fascinates me. Her whole thing.
I miss
just feel bad
seeing
for Don.
families like that. Like I would love to see on like New Jersey. I would love to see like Parents Weekend at, Teresa and Joe and Melissa's kids. Like I would love to go see them party with their kids, but you're just not allowed to show things like that on TV anymore, which like I understand, but that's what I love about the old Real Housewives is we weren't as evolved on what we should and shouldn't put on camera.
My God, there was that one nutcase, Lynn, I think her name was, that housewife. She had two daughters who were literally like 18, and they're like, we love to drink and drive. And I'm sitting here like, Jesus, fuck you guys. Like, just own it, I guess. But they're always like, yeah, my parents don't know, but I like smoke cigarettes and I'm drinking and I'm like,
you're like, well, now they know.
No, respect for telling us, but like, you don't have to put it on national TV. And then they're drunk on TV. That's crazy. Because we saw it a little bit with Gina Keogh, but Shane was just an angry drunk. And then Cara was pouring out people's drinks. These two girls were like smoking cigs and like getting Tammy's kids too, getting smashed all the time.
Yeah, that like, just doesn't happen.
Who let these cameras in with a bunch of teenagers? So I've been watching that, which has been it's been a lovely experience so far. It's a good work
throwback. I love it.
It's a good work show.
That's
I can't wait to finish it up and move to Atlanta though. I'm getting a little antsy.
Ooh.
I'm excited to do Atlanta.
You should take like a hiatus. Like you don't have to do all of them. There's like
I might finish season 6.
Yeah. And then
hop into Atlanta for maybe a season.
That's a good idea because you get to stay in the same era of like TV. Mm-hmm. Like you should do early Atlanta right now because those are similar times.
My goal is I gotta do all of the Housewives every single episode.
God, I can't wait for you to be in the era of Kim Zolciak's weird ass fake wigs that she used to wear. Those were crazy.
I will say I don't know who blessed me and my TikTok, but I get clips of like old Atlanta, like just the people who are just like my top 5 Atlanta moments, and I just watch them because like I know the characters, and I get like their vibes a little bit. But I have like no idea of the specifics. And so literally it's just like reunions of them like yelling at each other. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
God, Atlanta was good.
did Kim Zolciak perform a song at a reunion once?
It was at Watch What Happens Live.
But all the ladies were there watching. Oh, did they watch the clip of it?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Something. Nene was distraught. Nene was terrified for her life.
Kim's like music era was crazy because what's her name? God, she was the other housewife. She was on she was actually in a music group. Candy helped Kim with a song, and that shit went south. And it just like tanked their relationship. Ooh. It was like such good TV for all the reasons. Oh, it was so good. So they might have like watched a performance that she had done that season.
Wild. I mean, the amount of housewife singers truly never ceases to amaze me.
Bad singers. Like, I
love a good hit, though. I mean, Countess Luann is still out there. Money can't buy
I prefer a one-hit wonder. Like, give me one weird-ass song. Let me bang to it, and, like, let's be done.
Elegance is learned. And, like, don't try and be good. Just be bad, which is what...
That's kind of what Kim is.
Amazing. The other one, I mean, I will jam to Erica Jane. It's expensive to be me is crazy.
That's actually a good song.
It's actually so good. Candace from Potomac.
I've never listened to hers.
Oh, she's actually a good singer.
She's like a real musician, her and Candy, right? Yeah. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm famous, let me put out a song.
Well, she didn't put out a song, I don't think, until she was on Housewives.
Oh.
But she's actually really talented because they compare her a lot to Ashley, also on Potomac. And Ashley is trash. This girl sang live once, and I was at my desk, like, jaw dropped, being like, her friends are bad friends.
Wait, did Ashley come out with a song, or did she just sing a song?
She has come out with many songs.
I didn't know that.
She's so auto-tuned if you're going to listen to it, because when she sings it live, it is horrendous. One of my friends from college actually sent it to me and was like, and now I keep getting Ashley Darby singing videos, which pisses me off because I'm a Candace fan.
Oh my God.
And Candace is actually such a good singer.
Wait, that's hilarious.
She's so good. And then when Ashley's like, we should do a duet, and Candace is like, stop.
No. We're not doing that.
Literally never. But then you got Melissa Gorga. What's hers?
On display.
But then you also had Melania and Gia. They both had musical moments.
Yes.
It's a time. The Housewives lore is so deep. No one on Oh, I said Erica Jane. I was trying to think. Is there a singer on each franchise? All we need is one singer.
I mean, right? Like, Lisa Barlow is, like, the singer of Salt Lake City. Not that she put out music, but, like, she did become the singer.
I think she did record Away in a Manger, no?
Oh, did she?
Away in a manger. The way she hit, no crib for a bed. Like, the way she did it was so off. Oh,
and then on Summer House, we have Jessie. And then on Vanderpump, we have Sheena,
baby. Everyone thoughts for Sheena. Yeah, my girl Sheena's killing it. Is there one on the OC? So far, no.
No.
These women are
for the best.
No, Joe became a singer. She became a singer
on the show, or
separately? She was trying to do music, and Slade was her producer.
Oh my God!
And now he's helping out with Gretchen's bag line and her
not the bag line. Jesus,
I love Vicky. All of these women are like, here's my new business idea, and Vicky's like, because it's 2008. Clearly, all their houses are like, because they're all in real estate and they can't afford their houses now. Vicky is like, stop starting these businesses. It's a terrible economy. People can't even buy their houses. Why are they going to buy your purses?
Yes.
Like
and we didn't have like influencer marketing. It was like the beginning phases of influencer marketing because, you know, they had the platform to talk about a product, but they didn't have that day-to-day connection with social media yet. Like,
yeah, Jesus Jugs is starting her dress line.
No. God, I forgot about that.
Oh, she's terrible. There's also a lesbian that Tamra supposedly kissed. That's going to be a storyline, I'm sure. But yeah, a lot is happening. I will say though, so back to Orange County. I really do weirdly like Vicky. Like she's her. A good time. Yeah, I like Vicky.
That's not a bad thing.
I currently like Tamra, but in real life, real day, I don't like her.
I don't mind her
on the show.
Yes. Well, now on the show, she's also becoming just like she is on like TV. But I think it got to her. Like, I think she slowly becomes this terrible person. She kind of reminds me of like Tom Sandoval, where it's like, you were on reality TV for too long. Like, you're good at it, but then it like, that's scary. Like, you don't know how to be a real person anymore.
Yeah, I do like her and Vicky's friendship. It's weird. I used to really like Gina Keogh, and now I don't like Gina Keogh. She is not a girl's girl. I love how you were
my full name with her.
Gina Keogh. I don't like Gretchen. Absolute yuck. I hate Jesus Jugs. Jesus Jugs seems like the type of person who would like spit on you if you were the help. Like I don't like her. Oh my God,
yeah.
This girl Penny, I don't really care about that much, but she seems fine. I didn't like Jo when she was on. I really liked Tammy. Tammy seemed like a mess.
Wait till you get to Heather Dubrow because I feel like she takes the show to a whole new
I'm space. So excited. Who else was there? I didn't like Lynn. Lynn was kind of crazy. I think that's all I've had so far, but it's been a time, but I stand with Vicky right now. Whenever her scene comes on, it's my full attention. She's neurotic.
Oh my God, yeah.
Anyway, what are you listening to? Tell me about Tom Schwartz. How is he doing?
Okay.
Haven't kept up.
So, I haven't kept up with him either, but I saw it this week that he was launching his podcast, and I was like, another Bravo podcast? We didn't need this, let alone from Tom Schwartz. Like, the only reason I listened to Alicia because I was like, I just have to know how this man is hosting a podcast.
Is he okay? Yeah. Is he good?
In life or like on the podcast?
I feel like he has a good voice for a podcast, no?
I enjoyed listening to this episode because it was him and Katie reminiscing on Vanderpump Rules, like I'll say the happy version of their marriage, of like them being friends and like having good times together. And like kind of they did talk a little bit about like Vanderpump ending and how Katie really didn't want to do it anyways. Like she feels really good now that it's over. Schwartz is just sad how it ended, like what note it left on. So it was like fun to hear them be friends, you know, like we got a little bit of that in the last season of Vanderpump. So it was like really fun to see that.
Oh, hey, he's in New York right now. With Kristen Doty and Zach.
Oh, Kristen is on Watch What Happens Live, or like was on Watch What Happens Live this week with The Valley.
Oh, I wish we had postponed. I would have gone to meet them. I would ask photos for. I'd be like, Tom Schwartz getting this selfie.
So like it was fun to hear them banter, but Schwartz isn't a good host. Like he doesn't know how to host a podcast. Not saying like we're groundbreaking, but there is an element.
Nice though. He posted a picture with Katie and their dogs. They got to get the family back together for a day.
It was cute, but like I can't imagine that like it was good because of their banter, not because it's a good podcast. So I am curious how it's going to go, if he's going to evolve in his skills. Like he would ask her a question and Katie would be like, wait, are you talking about this or are you talking about that? And then he'd be like, you know what? I forgot the question. And it's like, what? You asked the question.
Bleh to that, man.
Yeah. So I don't have high hopes for the podcast in general, but it was a really cute episode.
Like the minute he has to do any kind of journalism, it's gonna be bad.
I think if he has somebody on he's really close to and knows them well and like can just have a conversation with them, like it's entertaining, but it's just imagine if you're watching Vanderpump Rules and there was just no video. Like, you're just getting the audio of, like, a fun conversation.
Okay.
But, like, for 45
All right,
minutes.
Well, all right. We try.
Yeah.
But was it good? Did you learn anything, like, profound?
No. Oh, Tom has the dogs most of the time because Katie says she's a little bit busier and she can see that,
She's
like,
world traveling.
Tom wants to, like, dote on their dogs. And so she's
He's
like,
still
you
with
can have
that
them.
girl?
He's not dating that girl anymore.
It's probably because he twice did a podcast shoeless. And she was like, your fucking feet
He won't
are...
talk about why, because he said, like, she lives a private life. And Katie was like, well, that's also some of the downside of dating somebody with a public life. Like, people want to know. Because Katie asked, like, what happened?
Yes.
And he was like, oh, I don't really want to talk about it.
Well, the thing is, though, they made their relationship public because they went on Nick Viall's podcast together and, like, did other things. If you want to date someone that's... But, like, it is possible. Yeah, I have such a thing on this.
My thing is, she went on the podcast with Schwartz. It's not like Schwartz did the podcast and said he's dating someone.
Yes, they put their relationship in the public eye. If Schwartz had just done the podcast, I'd be like, leave this girl alone. But they made their relationship public.
Public fodder, yeah.
And him being a reality TV star, and I stand by this, he profits off of
his life.
living his life.
Yeah.
So in a way, just fucking tell me. It's the same thing I said, like, professional athletes or actors or musicians, yeah, they might make their relationship public, but we're not entitled to their relationship because that's not how they're making money.
Yeah.
But Tom Schwartz probably, like, monetized his relationship.
And, like, once you put it out there, like, it's hard to put it, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So, like,
no.
I think about that with, like, Blake Lively. It's like, okay, you can't, like, go and like have a private life now, or like be mad that people are interested. You can do whatever you want, I guess, but like
in something
people are going
public,
to be interested in something you made public.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. Fuck him. Fucking shit.
So yeah, it was fine. I just won't be listening to anymore.
You're not a weekly listener.
I'm not subscribed.
Damn. Well, who's gonna give us the note? You know, I bet I could find the Reddit notes and just read.
There's like Vanderpump Pod recaps. There's a whole Instagram and Reddit thread.
Because they all have a fucking podcast.
Yes, they do.
Oh, terrible. Anyone know how Sheena's doing? How's Shenanigans doing?
Oh,
that is genius for a podcast name.
The Shenanigans.
So funny.
She's doing good, but her besties, Demi and Brett, are in some hot tea. I mentioned this in the
Demi
news.
and Brett?
From Mormon Wives. She's like besties with them. They're in some like internet turmoil with the Vanderpump Villa, like a guy on Vanderpump Villa, because I don't know if you watched that preview of that show. It like makes it seem like Demi is interested in a guy when like at that villa, and that guy is on socials this week saying that like, oh wow, Demi's not being honest with her husband, and Demi's like, nothing happened. And he's like, just wait till the truth comes out. And Sheena's like, this makes no sense. And she's friends with both sides. She's friends with the guy and with Demi and Brett. And people are like, is this just another internet like cyclone? Because your shows are premiering, or it like, did something happen? Whose side do we believe? I don't know. It's like confusing. I don't understand. Because they're also talking in code. I'm like, what happened? Somebody tell me and show me receipts. I don't care.
I have to say this.
Go.
Sheena again finds herself in the middle of beef. She's always the middle. Maybe that's why she can't play the middle, because she's always put in the middle. I'll always defend Sheena.
No, I understand, but there are comments being like, see, now I don't think Demi's right because Sheena's on her side and Sheena's always on the wrong side.
She is usually on the wrong side of the history. Not at first. With Sandoval, she punched. She didn't punch.
Don't say that. Yeah.
She slapped. She was on the right side at first. It's if she has to sit in the middle for a while, or if she has to sit there.
Yeah.
Or in the Sandoval case, people pushed her towards that middle. Lisa Vanderpump. You know Sheena's impressionable.
That's true.
You know that she's going to be pushed in all directions. But maybe Demi is pushing her. I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm going to watch Vanderpump Villa. I think I'm going to watch it through TikTok and like let the people tell me, because I just don't support Lisa. I can't do it anymore.
There are so many great creators that are going to watch it and report on it anyway.
Yeah.
That we might as well do that. Same way. Oh, yeah. What?
I was going to say, the only reason I would support it is because of Stassi, but she has her own show on Hulu that's supposed to come out here sometime this year. It hasn't been announced the time, but like I'll watch Stassi in another format.
This is a weird question. Don't judge me as I say this. Promise?
What?
Do we like Stassi still?
I do. I think Stassi is like fully herself. Like she doesn't do stuff for like internet. Like whatever she likes it 110%. And I love people like that. Like she's so into like medieval times stuff and like all this random stuff that I'm like, I love that for you. It's not for me, but like go off, queen.
No, I like that. I don't think I know what's happening with her, so I don't know if I like her.
I get her TikToks a decent amount, and her style is something I really like. Like it fits my style. Okay. So I also have always really enjoyed her just like fashion. Because again, I think she's always just done whatever she wants to do. Like back in the day, obviously, we all follow some trends, but
interesting. Okay, yeah, I think I have fallen off of what Stassi's up to, so I just haven't kept up. Also, my last thing for her was her terrible book tour that I went to, and it was just
oh my god,
her live podcast.
Yeah, no, really I'm not a Vanderpump Valley podcast girly, but I like them on their socials. That's how I like to interact with them.
No, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
I wonder, what if one day I don't know if I like Sheena anymore?
I have been wondering that, because I think what will help determine the next phase of this is, do I like her on the Valley or not? Because I know I won't like Lala. I'm over Lala 110%. I don't like Lala. I don't want anything to do with her. Like if I could unfollow her from our socials, I would, but I feel like I need to like keep up on everybody.
I don't think I like her.
So like I'm like, Sheena, can you entertain me on a new show? One that you're not a cast member on.
I just give Sheena a mic and a beat. You know?
I don't think so, because this isn't her show. So I kind of need her to respect that she's a guest.
Ooh, can she be a good beat? Well, she's already
C.
Can
she needs to be a C character.
Ooh.
Because I think Lala's going to try and be an A character in this, and that's going to piss me off. Like, this isn't your house. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I know I don't like, and a lot of people I know I do like, but some I don't know if I care. And then I wonder as time goes on, because they're not going to be on my screens.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to care? But I still like Christina Kelly, and she hasn't been around for a little bit.
Yeah, but like Christina Kelly hasn't done anything controversial either.
That's true. I've never disagreed with Christina Kelly. I mean, maybe I have, but it hasn't been important enough for me to care about. And I guess I stopped caring about Kristen, and then she showed back up on my TV.
That's true. I think there's always room for redemption arcs and like to change your opinion. But if Sheena like rides off into the sunset, never to be seen on like reality TV again, what will my lasting impression be?
Could I still like her? Yeah. Well, that's interesting too, because a lot of these times these shows end. And it's like, is our last impression how we will forever feel about them?
Yeah, because Sheena hasn't won me back over in the meantime since Vanderpump Rules ended, because I feel like the press
That's crazy. What'd she have to win? No. That's crazy. How's she not your number one? That's crazy.
No, I think about her all the time. I just don't like thinking about her all the time.
Think about her all the time. What was it when Jax went to rehab and everyone was like, please, Jax, think of Sheena at this time?
No, it's literally everything. He had like announced he had a drug addiction, and people are like, but have you thought about Sheena?
No, stop being so selfish and think about Sheena once in a while.
You know what?
She's never going to get to go on Dancing with the Stars. Doesn't she have a new show now?
She was going Traitors.
She would suck. Again, I could win. I tell everyone. I could win Traitors in a second. Without question.
I think Traitors could win you back on her side.
Yeah, but Sheena's not a traitor. Murder. She's not a traitor. I already know. That's the thing. That's my favorite thing about Traitors is like if they put one normie, me, with all these reality stars, I win. I win.
An educated normie, not these rando don't know who anybody is.
No, No, not even the Dylan Afrons, who was kind of a normie but didn't know enough.
This goes back to the way we started this episode is we wouldn't ask these people for photos. Like, we are not, I love them dearly. I love them on my screen, so like, as entertainment. But like, if I'm in the game with you, we're all equals.
We're equals.
Here. To be honest, I have a leg up. You don't know me. I know you, bitch.
Truly. Here's what, traders, for season 4, listen up. Put Meredith and I in the house. We will pretend not to know each other. But if we make
our Big Brother gameplay is going to traders now?
But better. Because if we both are the only 2 at the end standing, you double the prize money. So we each get our, what is it? Not $1 million, but whatever it is, we each get that. So we can only trust, but then that brings up we'll only trust each other. But we both need to be there at the end to double it.
And you don't have to put us both in as traders. I think it'd be really interesting if only one of us, or neither of us, were traders.
I think one of us should be. But that's the thing. But then could if one of us was a trader, could they steal?
Recruit. We would recruit the other in the end.
Oh, in the end. We would have to be the last.
You know how people accuse Danielle and Brittany of like Danielle leaking that she was a traitor to Brittany? Like you and I, producers, stop listening now. Don't listen to the rest of this. I would like come up with a wink.
We would do like a double pull.
She's a traitor. Like you're going to be my traitor, like angel, as they call it. Like I'm going to keep you around this whole time. And then at the end, I'm going to recruit you and we're going to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. But the best part is, come back in, producers. The best part is, though we technically have a leg up because these people don't know us, right? Yeah. That's more reason for them to vote us off. We're not going to be the fun personalities.
I don't think so, because they don't know everybody else. Like, they're all a little egotistical where they're like, oh, well, like, all the, these people were on, like, their show, and, like, I think they'll feel bad for us. They're like, oh, these little meek girls.
But they'd be like, weird that there's 2 normies here. We could lie about being on a show. I'd be like, I was on Deal or No Deal. And now I'm here.
Oh.
Just like The Biggest Loser, like just it's one and done, like Bobby.
I was on HGTV for an episode.
The home makeover edition.
I bought a house.
That bus. I was that kid and they moved that bus for my house.
Do you remember that, that unicorn bed? That was mine 10 years ago that they built.
Yeah. I actually don't know if you know this, but I was on House Hunters. It was fake. Can you believe? That's all we talk about. Wait, that's so funny. So we'll pretend, but the gag is that we're working as a team, which I think is harder in the end because, like, I can't betray you, but I got to make other alliances.
That's the thing. It's like writing the line of this is my OG alliance.
Yes.
Producers, don't you want this?
Yo, and I guarantee, again, if you put Meredith and I in a group with all the reality people we know, we would win. There's like no doubt.
Can you imagine the confessionals, the callbacks of the videos they could pull because we know so much lore about every fucking person?
I said it here first. If you're on Survivor Big Brother The Challenge, you're my first target. I gotta figure out how to get you out immediately. I want to keep around the Ivors and the Doloreses in the end. Because then we make it to the end, we're gonna throw in that red powder and get your ass out.
I know.
I would say, though, if for some reason both of us can't make it to the end, I would want whichever one of us is a traitor to go further.
Oh, like
same. If you were the traitor and I saw you were about to be voted out, I would somehow sacrifice myself to be like, get that money.
I agree because
get that win.
Having the information, the traitor has the only way I wouldn't sacrifice myself is if you were just going down. Like, remember this season, people were going down. Yeah, we're not saving you. But if
yourself.
Things are getting suspicious, I could throw myself under the bus.
Be like, I don't think it's Alicia. She's too dumb.
You know what I would love to see happen is if one of us has if the traitor has a little bit of stink on them, it's like, oh, now's the time to recruit my bestie. And you can totally throw me under the bus and point out a traitor to win people over. You can use that move to gain trust with the traitors.
For sure.
If it feels like that's your only move, I'm willing to, kamikaze, take myself down.
But I wouldn't want that. Because then we have to keep each other safe because then we double.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's harder for one, I don't think it's happened yet, right? Like one trader to win it all. That's hard.
Suri did that.
Oh, you're right.
Because she took
you're right.
Ari out.
She took yeah, those two down faithfuls. Yeah.
And then season 2, 2 faithfuls won and kicked out Mercedes.
Kicked out the other faithful.
Yeah, MJ. And then the faithfuls or the traders lost last season.
mean, yeah, kind of crazy. But like, yeah, the incentive to keep each other in the game is like we would each get that if we're the final two standing.
I feel like they need to drop us in as 2 faithfuls and it becomes more complicated.
I agree. But I think it'd be cool that if one of us got recruited and then we still had a signal where we were like pulling on our ears twice or something, be like, I'm in, I know. And I would immediately, well, we can't turn on our other traders, but I'd be like, if you can guess the right name, I'll pull on my ear again. Because I never pull on my ear, but imagine.
Yeah, but you can name a trader and be like, I'm suspicious of them. Remember Danielle and
oh my God, how you're right.
Carolyn?
I could immediately be like, I'm suspicious of Danielle. And you could be like, done.
Yeah, like a little eyebrow raise and like a name. It's like,
you know, it'd be hilarious because obviously the audience would know we're working together. Imagine we're just in a room and I'm like, I'm suspicious of myself. And you'd be like, got it. Got it. And we're just like, and that's how you know we're traders.
Production's like, you're kicked out of here. Production, you were supposed to be listening this whole time.
I'm suspicious of me, but not.
No, our code is like, you would say you're suspicious of me, and I would know that you're suspicious about yourself. Of you. Yeah.
Hey, I'm suspicious of you.
Of course you're never suspicious of me.
Because I know.
All right, production, you can come back in now.
Oh my God, amazing. Someone do it.
I mean, they're about to film season 4. I mean, they filmed last like May, June. So like we're ready. I'm happy to quit my job.
For sure. We could do, again, I am so confident that we could win. And we said it before, there's only so many avenues of gameplay on this show. This adds a new element for the audience. It's an extra little
I like that. It's kind of like when people know each other in Big Brother and the rest of the house doesn't know, but like the audience does. That's fun. Come on,
and
people.
It helps that then, like, like hypothetically, if we were on this past season, Boston Rob comes in, we know he's charismatic. The whole house trusts him, and we have to somehow plot against him because you and I know him.
Yeah.
And we're like, faithful or not, he's gonna fucking kill us.
You know, it'd be also another interesting take on a normie is if you send a normie in there, but they have an earpiece with like a Boston Rob. And Boston Rob is calling the shots. But the normie is like basically the chess piece.
And again, if Boston Rob wins, you double that money so they don't even have to split it. You each get your own.
Yeah.
I think it's genius.
Again, we're available for consultation.
I'm literally, I can fly out at any time.
We will do the production and be the talent on this season.
We don't actually go to sleep. We then edit the episodes. We're like, that was actually a really good shot. Did you check camera 3 for this conversation?
Wait, I had something in my teeth. Can we go reshoot it?
Yeah, sorry. Meredith and I will go have another secret conversation. 1 second. So funny. We could do it. We could give you the storyline. We could tell you who to cast for your next seasons. I could pick good traders.
I agree.
10 out of 10. Awesome. This show took left and right turns everywhere.
It literally went everywhere.
We jumped over bridges. I don't even know where we ended up.
But it was fun. Rest in peace to the Pope.
Rest in peace to Pope Francis. You, honestly, I say this not sarcastically as a Catholic, you'll be missed. I really liked you as a Pope.
I agree.
I truly liked you as a Pope.
He made me think about becoming Catholic a little bit every once in a while. Like
he made me not ashamed of being Catholic.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
I'm back into hiding.
We'll see after that conclave who we get.
I'm only Catholic for Pope Francis.
Only during his reign. And I'm out.
Well, thanks so much for being here and listening.
Thanks for joining. Bye.